To spin off of the reset your rhythm video that I had, somebody had asked a question about how do you reset your rhythm when you're working evening shift, and I have a good answer for that. And usually it's from my firefighters, my nurses, my police officers, or my factory workers that are third shift. But this is what I will first tell you. Let me tell you that if you haven't gone to college, usually in college we keep a regular schedule. In college you keep a regular schedule of waking up in the morning, having something to eat at noontime, and then finishing up your day studying and eating dinner, and then you go to sleep at night. So in college, that schedule is kept at least 4 days a week hardcore. So 4 days a week, it's hardcore planned. The stomach knows when to eat, the digestive system knows when to poop, and then usually you might or might not get to sleep at the same time, and you'll be in a deep sleep and you'll be rested for the next day when you're awake. Even if 3 days a week, like in college, you goof off, you break your schedule, you sleep in late, you'll still be a little hungry. The stomach and the digestive system will still know it's time to eat. Even if you're asleep, it'll still wake you up. The digestive juices will flow. You'll have to move your bowels. Something will usually happen in the digestive world that'll remind you that even if you're off schedule, it's still time to eat. Same thing can be applied to when you're working third shift. If you're working third shift, then your most productive hours are not in the daytime, but in the evening time. So when everybody else is sleeping, those 12 hours, the majority of my third shift workers, they should plan their meals around their shift. So you've taken your 3 meals and you moved them down to nighttime. I would say, this is what the challenge I usually say is, you can't depend on the sunlight as being the time to be productive, especially for evening shifters, so you have to depend on the digestive system to know when to eat. Hopefully if you move your 3 meals down to the evening time and you keep them the same time every evening for 7 days a week, then on those days that you're off, even if you happen to, just like that college student, even if you happen to sleep in late or get extra nap time to catch up, your stomach and your digestive system will still be able to tell you it's time to eat when that evening shift person eats. So that's where I think instead of relying on sun and daylight, you rely on the stomach and the digestive system, because that's a very powerful endocrine system that tells you it's time to eat, it's time to hunt for food, it's time to digest. So you can't rely on the sun, you can't rely on melatonin in the brain saying it's evening time, time to sleep. You can't rely on the sun telling you it's wake up time, time to be productive. You rely on the digestive system. That's what I usually tell my patients is, you pick a schedule, you stick to the schedule as far as digestion. Even if those days that you're off, you're not hungry, I'd still say for at least a month straight to 2 months straight, you keep the eating pattern the same. Even if you're not hungry and you just have a little morsel to put in your mouth so the digestive juices start to flow, you'll still hallmark to the brain and the digestive system time to eat. So if you divide the evening shift into 3, then you eat, space out your meals, but you eat those 3 meals over the course of your evening shift 7 days a week for at least a month straight. It hopefully will at least get their digestive system planned and regular, so that the majority of your 7 days is following the most productive days of your shift. So hopefully that helps a bit. It's a little confusing, but again, if you just think about shifting your digestive system, it might help keep you in somewhat of a regular rhythm. You can't be 1 foot into evening shift and 1 foot into day shift and try to do it that way. It won't work. Your brain will tell you it's nighttime, daytime. Your stomach will say, I'm hungry sometime, I don't know when. It'll just be haphazard. You're going to gain weight that way. So I would try to use the blinders, use the earplugs so that you can sleep when you're supposed to sleep, even on those days off, and then use the digestive system to kind of keep you stable throughout the 7 days.